Hey everyone, so I do this Let's Try series where I check out little games in like one-off videos, usually because it's brand new to me and I'm starting at the title screen and so on. In this case, what we're doing is I bought this game on my Switch 2, which I have now, and it was for the purpose of surviving some long plane rides. And so I'm a few plane rides deep into, a few plane rides in one sick day deep into playing this game. So instead, we're going to take a look at vampire crawlers like 15 to 20 hours deep into the game or something like that, and see where it goes a little bit, and just kind of just do a run and talk through that, I suppose. I'm just now hitting a part of the game where it's kind of increasing in complexity. In particular, I can now pick two crawlers. I'm sure, I promise you this will make sense in a moment, but I essentially get to pick two characters to play at the same time. And I am not really figuring out the best way to do so still. I've been trying to figure out what the smart approach might be, and I'm still trying to try out different combinations. Let's try this guy. So the first character adds armor when you play him, increases damage when red cards are played, his starting weapons are whips. And Po Ratcho increases area, which means that it makes attacks hit other enemies. Because his whole passive in Vampire Survivors was to increase area, which is that his main weapon was garlic, and that's still true. But in that game, it meant that the garlic radius got slowly larger over the course of you leveling up the character. In this case, when he's active, it makes attacks hit other enemies besides who they're targeting, so you do multi-target damage, but at a smaller percentage. So that's how they've translated that over. That's an interesting part of this whole game, is that they are using not only the assets, but like the terminology of Vampire Survivors throughout the whole game. So you'll recognize a bunch of these are the heroes you played in the last game, and a lot of the words used are the same words used in that game, and the weapons the same weapons used in that game. But they've all been reinterpreted for a new combat system, which is a first-person dungeon crawler deck builder, which is an interesting hybrid to deal with. And we're here in town, where each section that we're used to is now a little building here. So here's the usual thing where the game taunts you with, here's the next stuff you should look into maybe doing to unlock more stuff, like killing more skeletons, and then more and more heroes and mechanics are added to the game as you go. The blacksmith is a progression system that lets you add slots to your cards, which is that as you play the game, there are gems that pop up during your run, which augment the card to add additional effect at no additional cost. When you play the card, whatever the gem does will also happen. And a lot of cards don't have a slot at all, and some only have one slot, and you can add a second slot. This weighty tome has two slots, you can add a third slot. It's a one-time cost, and it's expensive. I've done like these 6 so far. I like to add it to zero cost cards to just spam a bunch of effects on those so that I can consistently use them every time I draw them. And I also like to put them on these tomes because they give you a mana, which means that they're a high priority thing for me to use a lot. So I like to expand those so far. And there's clearly a menu here, right? It's saying click on blacksmith, even though I clicked on blacksmith. I clicked on blacksmith here, then it says click on blacksmith here. So I'm pretty sure more options are going to be added to this menu over time. This game does the same thing as Vampire Survivors, where entire elements of the game are introduced over time from you playing in that roguelite sort of way, where entire mechanics and things are being layered on top. This town started out with almost no buildings at the beginning, and it's just been expanding and expanding as we go. That's shown here in the relics, where these just add entire mechanics as you go, like this one. Combo stack. Play cards in ascending mana cost order for a combo multiplier. That's introduced like it's like a throwaway thing. No, that's like the core of how old combat works. They just introduce it like 10 minutes into the game, and like they kind of just keep layering and layering on more and more things as they go. It's interesting to see it all play out. This is the most familiar shop, this is just the same stat up shop that was in the previous game, with almost the same items in it, but some new things that are added over time. Here's where I say that the complexity seems to be rising. I afforded my first crawler slot bonus, and that's why I can equip 2 crawlers, which are the heroes that you play as. So being able to juggle 2 of them at once is interesting, but also it's very expensive to buy that upgrade. But apparently I can add another one too, so that seems like kind of a priority. And down there's like 5 more entire things I haven't unlocked yet, and don't know how. So let's pick an Arcana. So right now, the one I had selected last time was cards are free to play if a version of it's been played this turn. That means you can use the same card over and over again for free if you draw duplicates, which encourages you to have a samey deck full of similar cards because you can keep casting them over and over again. I have double healing. I have crawler abilities are triggered at the beginning of each turn, which is slightly harder to interpret how the effect of that one is exactly. See, this makes that when I applied armor, the armor is applied as an attack. I found that one to be pretty weak so far. I think I'm gonna do this one. When a crawler leaves, put them at the top of your deck. We'll get into how crawlers work, but that means I'll have a lot of uptime for them. And there's just a whole ass series of levels to play with the increasing difficulties we've seen before too. I'm a number of levels deep at this point. Whereas there's the village, a few difficulties of the forest, a few difficulties of the library, this bridge. I'm trying to beat Dairy Plant 5, or difficulty 5. These runs can get long, but I'll probably die. I've actually found myself having an unusually high success rate compared to what I'm used to from the early game. When I start a new run, a new file in Vampire Survivors or in Mega Bonk, I find it really hard to survive a run ever, and having prior knowledge from those games seems to have helped, or maybe this game's just easier or my style, but I was on a huge winning streak for like the first several scenarios, and it's gone pretty quickly, but I'm starting to hit a bit of a wall now. But I definitely didn't expect to start losing 20 hours in, as opposed to losing for the first 20 hours and then finally scraping a win out. So, basic mechanics here. Antonio adds 3 armor. When I cast him, he's free. If I had anything with MP, I could combo, but right now there's not really any strategy with how to spend this turn. Just he's going to add some armor to my character. This also adds armor, because it's a dedicated card just for that. This is a whip. It'll do 30 damage to multiple enemies, which is just generally just everybody in the front row. And then Antonio's effect will cost 10% more damage to play out. They'll attack me. Much like in Slay the Spire, it actually says how much damage the enemies are going to do to me at the top of the screen there with the sword. And over down in the bottom left is my health, where it shows an armor. I have 1 passive armor, and then whatever armor I get from casting things that increase my armor also applies on top of that. Then the damage they do is subtracted from that armor, and any damage that overflows does damage to my health. You either want to, most of the time is spent just trying to either kill everybody on the enemy team that's in the front row immediately that turn to stop them from attacking, cause other effects that stop them from attacking, like Garlic has a chance to disarm people, or build up enough armor that turn that you can stop the incoming damage from hitting you, because you do not recover between fights in any substantial way. So you do need to have enough armor to avoid the incoming damage, or find ways to heal, or over the course of the dungeon you're going to lose the entropy battle, not the entropy battle, attrition battle. Alright, so Poe's going to cause AoE to happen. So now when I use the whip, in addition to the normal damage it does, you'll see additional numbers pop up because each individual hit is doing bonus damage to everybody else, which is just a noise of numbers. You don't get to see how much health anybody has. You do get to see how much damage the attack will do, but not whether or not it's actually going to kill them or anything. I think, as far as I can tell. I'm still keeping track of some of the stuff. There's a lot going on here. So I just used a 0 mana card. All of the ones so far have been. But this is a 1 mana card. We looked at that relic earlier that said that cards of ascending mana cost, when used in order, get more powerful. So this Garlic is 1 after being used after a 0. So it is ascending. So it works as a combo, which means that it actually just doubled in damage when used in this way. So when I get a 0 cost whip and a 1 cost garlic and I use them in that order, the garlic does twice as much damage. Which is why it was, and it said 76 on, it said 56 on the card, but 76 I think was shown on the screen over the enemies as the projected damage. That's because I think it was also calculating the multi-target damage from the AoE that was happening there. So, god damn, I need to clear my throat. And take a drink. Did not have enough vocal warm-up apparently. So similarly, whip does 36 damage. The spinach makes me do 10% more damage, which you can see on the top of the screen there on the left, top left. There's the spinach is up there at 50%. It'll be plus 10%, so it'll increase to 60%. But if I do whip first, it goes plus 20%. So now it's going to be even stronger. And that's on top of the fact that every time Antonio does 10% damage increase, that's actually adding to that spinach stat up there. So it's not a 10% increased damage on that attack, it's 10% increased damage for the rest of this fight. There's a bit of a weird thing going on with passives. The left side of the screen shows all of my passive effects that were that I have in general that are more temporary. If it has a white number, then that's the baseline that I have from the upgrade store. If it has a yellow number, that means I've increased it via the effects that I'm doing right now, like I just explained with spinach, and it will reset back to its default stat after the fight. The stats on the right side of the screen, which are increased experience, increased gold gain, and increased luck, those can be raised over the course of a run, and they will stay at their current level for the entire run. They don't go down after the fight is over. So I've split them up on the left and right side of the screen to make that more clear. I'm going to intentionally not use this coin purse because it does combos. And I don't get to do that right now. And I'd like to do that. You'll see that every time I use garlic, it says -1 next to Antonio, and that's because when you add a crawler, your heroes, by playing them, they persist for a while and keep applying their passive effect. But every time they use that effect, that 10% more damage in this case for playing a red card, he goes down by 1 duration. And when he hits 0, he'll be sent back to the deck, and I have to find him and play him again, and the passive will no longer be active. But here I have a 0 and a 1, so we're gonna play Big Garlic. Oh, they're dead. Well, then I won't be showing a combo after all. Never mind. No, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't want to explain what combos are. I'm not deep in it or anything. Losing my damn mind. It is weird being in like exposit mode where I'm like, let's over-explain the fuck out of this game. I shouldn't do that yet, actually. Right? Actually, Spinach and Fire Wand are a synergy. Yeah. Okay, so red gems let you combine cards to evolve, which is a familiar mechanic you'll know from Vampire Survivors if you played that. Where when you max out a weapon and have the correct passive combined with it, you can actually evolve them together. So this is the familiar skull we've seen there. They have you pick which card that you want to use because you might have duplicates or multiple different cards that technically qualify for the same idea. Spicy damage. I still don't fully understand what spicy damage does, to be honest. But I like to do increased amount. I'm just a big fan of that particular effect. I'm gonna put that on a whip. Every time I use that whip, of course that fight, my amount increases, which means that every attack I do has more projectiles. Like right now. My amount just went up to 3, which means that when I do attacks that have individual attacks, they will apply more and more attacks. That was a terrible sentence. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna blow them up with Hellfire. I'm gifted with having an overpowered spell, although it did not wipe them out. But yeah, right now I have AoE from Poe, causing area damage when I attack. But those also had bonus damage. I also had bonus damage from the increased amount that I have now. Let's see. We're on a new turn right now. I do like having some golden armor for when needed, but I kind of want to get spinach back because I used it to make the fire attack with it, and so I don't actually have an increased damage card. I don't have any confidence that I actually know how to play this game though. Increased damage. So here's the thing I can do that's worth showing. I just did armor and garlic back to back, which meant that I comboed garlic to make it stronger, but I don't have a 2 cost. Nothing costs 2 right now in my hand, so I can't continue the combo. But here is a wild card. These are usually loot, they're increased experience or they're increased money and so on, but they count as a wild card for your combo, so if I use it, now the spinach counts as a combo. Oh, even better, I drew a whip at like cost of 0. So now I can combo the whip, and you can see it has increased damage. So even though it's a 0, it's counting as the next part of the current combo, which makes it even stronger. And now the spinach also counts as the next bit of the combo, and every additional step of the combo makes it stronger. As you can see the ×4 multiplier in the corner. So this one, instead of being 10% increased damage, is now all the way up to 50% increased damage. They let you ramp this stuff up so fast that it makes you feel so powerful, like you're getting away with crazy combos. But then of course being vampire survivors, because that's like the whole thing, that does just mean that they get to be really powerful and you get to worry about competing with that. Oh right, the skull and crossbones totally does show that you're gonna kill them. You get to set up these really nasty combos, but that just means the game fully expects you to be doing that and will punish you for not doing it. I don't like the enemies dying noises, so I've made them quieter because they're irritating to me. They're so loud by default normally, and it's just, you hear that weird echoey roar noise so much. Not in a great situation for combos. I have 0 zeros, so I can't combo into either of these. I think my entire deck has 0 2s, so I can't even combo 2 Hellfire. I just I made it because it was neat to have, but without being able to combo to it, it doesn't have its full power. Because it has big number, which sounds cool, but if you can combo into it, then that big number gets way, way bigger, actually. I'm actually really weak right now because I don't have any comboing whatsoever. Rune Tracer is pretty strong. Cherry Bomb seems like shit to me, honestly. I keep trying to make the panda character work and it never works. I thought it was luck-based, but I've played as the panda character with like 3,000% luck, and still, he doesn't feel very strong. I thought the luck affected the chance of the bombs exploding in the previous game, maybe? I'm gonna be moving a lot faster now because I've already said what most of the stuff means. I didn't explain mana technically because it hasn't mattered yet. But we have 3 mana per turn right now. Then everything I use that spends mana uses up that much mana, which is why when I spend Hellfire I don't always use my attacks afterwards. I have 3, this costs 3. So if I use that, my turn's over except for any zeros I can spend. Which might involve cards that can give me more mana, which would allow me to then use other cards, but otherwise you might be screwed. Which means comboing to Hellfire is nightmarish because you need to use a 1, a 2, and a 3. So it costs 3 and to use on its own, but a combo up to it I have to spend 6. And so I need ways of getting more mana to make that possible, which are relatively available, but not for me so far. I'm doing terribly immediately. This is kind of a shit show. I'm already half dead. Fumarole is one of the only ways to get some more health back besides getting some chicken, which is less reliable. But it's so slow! There's a little trap. There's a little goblin that gives you an experience word based on how many cards are in your deck overall. One of the many rewards for bloating your deck, which is interesting specifically because your incentive in most card-based games is to avoid bloating your deck because you want to be able to draw the cards you actually want as frequently as possible. So leveling up is both a punishment and a reward, because every time you level up, you get to pick another card, which gives you another chance to get good cards. But it's also a significant chance that you'll be forced to take bad cards, because one way or the other, you gotta take a card. So you're gonna be forced to work on your build one way or the other. It could take a magic wand to have another 0 cost card to even things out a little bit, which might be a good idea. It prioritizes attackers, which means the enemies that are currently reeling up to do an attack on you. Candela's a little tempting to do multi-target damage, but I find it hard to build it up in a useful way during short fights. These yellow cards are really strong for making you more effective against boss fights, which I guess we're about to do, so maybe I should do that. Because boss fights are longer and survival gauntlets are longer, where you fight more and more enemies, and your passives keep snowballing over the course of that encounter. But for those shorter fights, where the reward is more to just burst damage as fast as possible before they hit you, and just try to get to them safe. So it's a mixed bag on even which strategy is even the best. But every floor does end on a mandatory boss fight, which is itself a gauntlet. So I currently have to fight my way through like 3 waves of enemies to then get to the elite enemy at the back that'll be harder to kill, which is a bit of an undertaking. These are all 1, so I don't get to combo at all. There's just not much strategy here. There was some strategy. I should have cast both passives first before the attack, because then the attack would have been slightly stronger. Whoops. That guy's gonna attack because you see the ones that are gonna attack have a little wobbly animation to them. They're faster, and those are the ones that are currently still going to attack, which gives you some visual clarity. Because when you kill people, the next people come up, and you can continue to like attack wave after wave of them the same turn with no delay or punishment. But they won't attack you just because they're in the front. They only attack you after they've been activated, essentially a turn later. I'm gonna get the shit beat out of me right now. Yep. I'm continually tempted to go back to having only 1 crawler, because I think I just had more passive bonuses on me at that point, and I think I was just stronger. I've been struggling to find 2 crawler combinations that I've found effective so far. This sucks. This is a rough hand to have. So Candela's good long-term bonuses, but the Hellfire will do more damage, and the only damage I have because my hand is so small right now. But it's not going to combo with anything, so it's going to be shit. And it's only going to kill one of the enemies on the screen. So the other ones are going to hit me. I might not beat the first floor, which is rough even by my standards, honestly. Down to the big guy. Just got a really rough situation with not having any increased mana and not having a larger hand. So I'm drawing a lot of 1-cost cards and not the zeros along the way. Yeah. That's why. Yeah, I only have 4 zeros in my deck, which is not a great way to be able to consistently draw them, although I do seem to be, like, being actively punished. Like, I seem to be getting some really bad... Oh my god, stop it! I keep drawing 3 zeros or 3 1s, neither of which allow me to actually do any real comboing, so that's pretty vicious. This is technically a combo. The disarm effect of the garlic made him not attack that turn, which is good. I have some draw effects because I believe Poe makes me draw a card when I play a blue. And that's the only draw effect I have available right now. But it led to some improvisation in that turn where I was swapping back and forth and like, oh, I drew a thing, I can combo with that. And so a combo arose that wasn't even there at the beginning of that turn. So Hellfire can knock back, which sends them backwards into the fight. It makes them not be able to attack you that turn, with a chance to knock back though. I think I might go with Whip Garlic with the hopes that the disarm might be more likely to take effect than the knockback. Yep, it worked. That's a turn without getting attacked. Sometimes just being able to not get attacked by a turn for a turn is the best you can do. I don't know what this eyeball means, I'm gonna be honest. I think it might just be a bonus attack that happens every time it fills up. But basically every card you play makes that the series of eyeballs show up. Like maybe even every action you do, because I think me drawing cards just made it happen. I think it might be that when you're halfway through this is just my theory so far, because I haven't looked into it. I think when the boss is half dead, they enter eyeball state, where every action you do makes an eyeball counter happen, and they attack you every time it fills up. So you need to be, it changes the tempo, where instead of being based on when you have a turn or not, it's based on that rhythm. So if you have a strategy that's based around being able to take a million actions, you might get punished for that, because stalling doesn't work necessarily. But here I applied knockback, so I think I just disabled his attack. So that's good. There we go, I took enough actions that it reset. So I think he would have attacked then, but he didn't get a chance to. But I need to do something that will stop the next attack from happening in time, or I'm in trouble. So hope this disarm works. Oh, overkill, I killed him. I think out of these options, I'm gonna take the crown. Actually, this is the last boss fight of the floor. I should probably do the reroll, because I think I might. I don't know how the reroll works actually. I think it might be per floor. There might be cooler stuff in here. Blue trigger would apply Poe's effect to more cards, causing me to draw more often whenever Poe isn't around, which could be strong without diluting my deck. I might go for that. Add that to the other whip. That makes a red card also count as a blue card. So when I have Poe active, I believe that means I'll draw more cards. Adds armor. Coins. Mana cost increased by 2. I cannot be playing with that. This is a specific strategy though. You can make cards cost more because then you can use them later in the combo based on how combos work, and that makes them way stronger. So it's one of they've created a system where making something cost more is actually powerful in a way. When in any other game, basically making something cost more and nothing else changes would just make it worse. We can add an armor effect to a card. The knife, I guess. Now all of my 0 cost attacks have some kind of bonus that plays out, which just feels good to me. Don't know if that's smarter than stacking them in the same card or not. I survived 1 floor, which is more than I was expecting. So I played him this turn, so I'll have more armor. So I can only take 2 damage right now. At least that's that, because I'm going to take all of it. Ow. Ow. So if I'm correct, yep, it says draw 1 card. So that you can see it highlights both of them at once. I get 10% increased damage from Antonio, and I get 1 more card from, I forgot his name again, Potato Man. Poe. And I already got to play him again. I think he actually drew himself. This will kill everyone, making it the answer. I don't think I'd even noticed the skull effects yet. I think I was just picking whatever seemed right most of the time and wasn't really counting for it saying people will die. I was playing on the tiny little Switch screen though. I'm playing it on a giant computer screen now and it is way more apparent right now. So I'm getting to have really high uptime on my heroes because I think they both cost nothing to play. And my passive effect I chose for the entire run was that whenever they're discarded, they go straight to the top of my deck. So that's my one strength right now, is having them up basically all the time, which isn't necessarily good enough, but we'll see. Ow. Right now a lot needs to change about my deck because it's not doing great. Golden armor is not the worst for survivability. Just to have the option. They can feel like some shitty stalling. Spellbinder makes my Crawlers last longer, which is a little bit irrelevant with how they come back immediately, but it means I don't have to play them as a card that often. I don't love this. Let's give myself another base level armor. Help me make. Okay, now I maybe have too many zeros. Well, that's a lot of armor this time, but still not enough. I still took 1 damage now. Oof. My mana cost situation's rough right here. If I use this, I will do 5 damage. Sorry, I'll kill one of them, so I'll only take 4 damage. 3 damage because I have 1 armor. If I use this, I'll heal for 2, but not kill any of them. Which leads to me taking 5 damage, but then healing for 2, which is 3 damage, then armor for 2 damage. Technically, this leaves me with more health, which is silly. Oh, and I got, because I comboed with Poe, I actually drew more cards and got more out of it anyway. So I actually took 0 damage, because, oh right, because the garlic can also disarm. I need to be accounting for that more. My deck seems disgustingly heavy on passive effects and so on. Make it not very threatening. All the little dots on the map are little pieces of loot that I can get. And this is the big gauntlet. I guess that's introduced after the first floor, is there's like a little castle on the map, which is an optional gauntlet. It just has a lot of enemies, which I try to always do, because it's pretty strong. If I do knife followed by clover, it should combo the Hellfire, because you can combo up or down. The Wildcard just lets you cheat at comboing, which means this is going to be a very high damage effect, yet still won't kill anybody. So that's frustrating. Middle of explaining how strong something is going to be, and it's not even going to kill anybody. This could be going better. Ow. That's just all passives, so that's not very helpful right now. But I'm going to tell myself that all those passives stacked up to making that attack really strong, and that's why I won. But I might die at any given fight here. This is a rough situation. That's a lot of bonus armor effects actually in a row from drawing blues. Only took 1 damage, which it definitely looked worse than that. Okay, the knockback stopped them from attacking. This is a multi-layer fight, so I'm in danger. So knockback, it says a chance to knockback. It seems pretty consistent because I'm not actually getting attacked at all. All of them get shoved back or rows. I have to spend a turn walking them back to me, essentially. Which means that I essentially get a free turn where I didn't get attacked. This is great. This will kill all 3 attackers, and the one that's not attacking will survive. We're kind of getting there. I might risk the Attractor because I do like this card. Draw 1 card sounds weak because it's a draw. It is itself 1 card, so it's only refunding the fact that it wasted a slot on my hand. But for 1 mana, when you combo into it from a 0, it draws 2 cards, which could be a lot more variety and opportunity. But given my Hellfire situation, it could also just mean I draw something that I can't use, which sucks. Yeah, so those passive effects that you pick up in the field apply to you permanently for that run. Recruit a 3rd crawler, why not? I have 3 crawlers. I think that guy revives me when I die, which could be pretty helpful. Revival, gain 10% revival, crawler. 10% revival? The 10% chance to be revived? I'm fucked right now. Ow. Knockback. I'm gonna die right now. Unless just keep drawing blue cards, please. Armor. That'll deflect. Oh, that'll take me up to 8. I'll deflect all the incoming damage. I was so dead, but the series of bonus draws actually shielded me. I've been 1 turn from death for like the last 10 minutes. It's been pretty cursed. I hope that guy's gonna still attack. Ow. 1 health. Uh-huh. Blues draw. Bonus effects. Combo the attractor. Give it, make it good. It's not good. It's good enough. It was enough attack to live. I don't know how I'm still here. Whew. Yeah, the Pomarola slowly combos up more healing each fight, but it only applies after the fight is completely over, so you have to win the entire fight. I will compulsively still do the enemy gauntlet even though I'm really in a bad situation. Hand up! Okay, that's a big deal. My hand size just increased by 1 for the rest of the run. So the 2 biggest things I feel like are getting more hand for the rest of the run and getting more mana. Mana. Because now I just have way more ability to draw stuff. Especially like sometimes if you have a bunch of 0 cost and 1 cost stuff, just having a big hand lets you just constantly bounce around and spend everything in a way you might not be able to otherwise. And that just feels good. I'm about to die though, aren't I? Yep. Wow. So not feeling great about my overall stress at the moment. I don't really know what 10 revival means in this game's context, to be honest. There's a needle boy that increases amount. This one increases area. And maybe go with the Arcana that lets my armor persist. There's that. Armor persist is pretty interesting. Your armor resets every round. But if you have this, then any armor you've stacked up so far stays next round, which means you can actually get strong enough to survive long term. If you have enough armor in your deck. Let's check out the other level I keep losing at. These are actually my first real brick wall I've hit, is these 2 5 difficulty levels. Nothing else has really stopped me at all yet. But now I'm kind of like hitting a situation where I'm like, I need to learn more about the game. So here's a tome that increases mana. This one costs 0, so which means I'll have a mana of a pool of 4 for this run. Which could be more helpful, but I don't have much to work with yet. I find it interesting that the Rune Tracer is framed like a random bouncing effect, but it actually tells you a specific amount of damage you're going to do, which implies that the damage might actually be really consistent. Let's take garlic for the combo. Oop. Spellbinder for the duration. Keep my guys on the board, although they're not here right now, so I think it applies nothing. Mana. Pascalina. Knife. Gennaro. Alright, they're both on the field. The bridge is a completely linear level. You just have to do a series of enemy gauntlets that are all in linear order. And each one of them is like freaking like 10 layers deep. So it's a lot. Light Tome. I like to have this combo for high mana cost. So now I can reasonably go with having more expensive effects because I could get two mana from the other tome, and then I can get 4 mana from this one when I combo into it, which means I can buy really expensive attacks. It's useless to me right now because I don't have anything to buy with it. I might as well just use the other thing first. Knife. So right now these cost 3. Yeah, so this is my only chance to combo, so I should combo into something else because the light tome won't help me afford anything. I'll click on the other attacks. Hello? Increases the area stat, sounds nice. Put it on something cheap. Like the empty tome. So I'm kind of just in a big blender mode right now. I believe I have no armor in my deck. So I do need to kill the enemies in front of me every turn within that turn, or I will take damage. Which is rough. We only have one cost thing to combo into, so we have a dearth of options, or we have a surplus of options. We have a million 0 costs to go with. I'll go with another draw card. So I can keep drawing more and more things. And if you keep drawing more cards and some of those cards give you mana, then you can really start having a bit of an engine going on. Or I keep going 0-1, 0-1. If that mana persisted at all, that would have been helpful, but it doesn't. This is moments like this I wish you could sort. Okay, so I have 2, 3, 4. I have 5 1 mana cost cards, which I cannot afford to use. So I'm going to want to combo into the Light Tome. Is not going to afford to use all of them, although that might not math out with the fact that I lost one of my chances to combo an attack, so who knows. I believe that if I combo into Gennaro, the fires 4, yeah, it becomes fire 4 more projectiles instead of 2, which I believe just makes him stronger in general for the duration of him currently being active, which means that these attacks start really exploding into crazy numbers of projectiles. I love getting a mount up with Rune Tracer, and the DVD screensaver vortex just starts consuming the entire screen, basically. Refunds mana on play is pretty good, but I don't think I have anything expensive to spend it on, so it's kind of underwhelming to have right now. Whereas the Crown Up will increase my experience gain for the rest of the run. But I want to hold on to it for now, because I want to combo into it, because it'll be twice as strong. Or way stronger if I have an additional thing to make the combo longer. But I probably won't. My hand got real big. I now have a hand size of 8. It's getting a little out of hand. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are 1 cost, which shouldn't be a big deal as long as I shouldn't get the chance to draw more necessarily. Yeah, there's the effect. Every time I play a purple when they're in, they increase my hand by 1, making them a nightmare character. Oh, there's a bonus draw too, so let's combo to that. See what I get. There you are. I would like to combo into the increased experience gain to make it 30. So now I'm getting 50% more experience. And now I need to combo into the Light Tome just to have the MP to use my other cards. And let's do Rune Tracer. I think that Garlic's not affected by a mount, so Rune Tracer... Ooh, Garlic's stronger here though. It does the kill. I'm not sure why. I think Garlic's not affected by a mount, but I'm not sure. There's an ambiguity there. I think it wasn't affected by a mount in the previous game because it wasn't an individual projectile. Okay. Having growth stat be applied to one of my basic things sounds really powerful. Just put it on Spellbinder. Because that's... Having that as a gem on a card is kind of wild because it should be permanently increasing my growth stat because growth doesn't reset like other things do. Most of the gems I have in this game increase something that resets every fight. So I have to keep regrowing that every time. So here I have growth, rune tracer, candle, garlic. They're gonna hit me a lot. Oh. But every time I beat the fight and then I get to walk down the bridge a little bit, it's kind of a punishment because all of my passes on the left side of the screen reset. And I have to reestablish them, so I'm weak again right now. Which is kind of a rough situation to be in. So garlic is way stronger than rune tracer here. With this I guess it does have variable damage too. It just is nice enough to tell me in advance what the bounces are gonna do. I might want to do light tome here, which is the weak option, but will give me more hand for the rest of this fight. Because right now I'm suffering because my hand is so small. But while I have my guy active, I'll keep getting more hand from that. I think I want another garlic since they're so strong. Oh, that actually stopped the attack from happening. I'm safe. Tracked orb. That's more garlic. A little low on zeros, though. Actually, did I even need the MP from that? It might have been a waste to get that MP just now. About to get the shit beat out of me again. Like every time I play any card game, I'm sure the audience is screaming that I'm doing a million misplays. That's what happens every single time. I can afford all of my current spells, so the light tome isn't very helpful. Let's get my passives on the board. My hand is getting huge now. It's getting comical. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't immediately afford to play all these. Let's do light tome. I think I do want golden armor because I chose the effect that lets my armor persist. So I already beat the current wave, so these are new guys. They're not going to attack yet. So getting the armor now, it normally gives you 4, combo into it gives you 8, which is a big deal. And if I keep using that every turn with combo, I'll have a stockpile of armor so that whenever the enemies do get through, they crash against my armor. And given how big my hand's getting, I have a decent chance of being able to place that armor, especially if I keep drawing more. These are a lot of ones. Let's do both MP ups so I can use my entire hand at all costs. Increase my armor, play Marrow, and then just kind of spam some attacks. Just nonsense happening on my screen. Growth up. I kind of have an idea that getting the growth up card is helpful, both because it gives you more growth, obviously, which means more leveling and more power in the long term. But it does also give you a moment of maybe not diluting your deck as much, which I'm saying, as I say it out loud, is maybe a self-defeating idea because the more leveling means more cards, but it does mean more chances in the long term for picking good options. And so if you don't see amazing options in front of you, then picking a card that goes away is better than diluting your deck, I figure. Did I just accidentally not combo that correctly? I meant to pick a 0 and a 1. It might have just given me a million cards. I think I might have so many cards on the board right now. Oh, yeah, I think it needed to get rid of it from under the deck in order to draw more mana. Something confused me there. So I need more zeros right now. Because I have 3 zeros and a lot of 1s, so I don't get to fully enjoy everything. There's the increased growth. The increased armor. I'm trying to build up that armor so I don't have to worry about incoming damage. And that will kill them all, so I don't have to worry about being attacked right now. The Pumadora, the stronger one. Candelabrador, which is a nightmare word. These give me 2 costs to use, which is nice because I don't have any yet. I'm not, the Candelabrador feels a little weird. Oh, it's because I'm going to combo into it. Yeah, it'll be like 45%, which is kind of wild. I think I want that, which I can combo to right now. And new cards are free, so it doesn't even cost me any EMP. So 40% increased splash damage for the rest of this gauntlet. God! That killed the fight. The 8 of Sparrow. I think I need to start getting 2s. So I have a healthy sized hand and MP generation, so at this point I need actually strong cards to play. And just hope they don't get diluted. Oh, +1 mana. That's just a permanent passive. It always feels good. Once again, not an amazing start because I have to deal with the early game. Increased hand size, armor. Okay, so my armor persists, but the armor persists through the rounds of one fight. Now that we've started a new fight, my armor is gone again. But I just comboed the armor, so I already am going to survive this attack without taking damage, so the fact that I'm weak doesn't hurt us yet. This kind of sucks. Okay, so I have no 0s to combo into, but I do have a 2. So I can do Gennaro, Candelabrador, Clover, and then do big combo damage because this counts as being late in the combo now. They don't get to play the Rune Tracer. I need Light Tome of the mana, and then 8 of Sparrow for crazy damage. Which still wasn't enough. Cracked Orb? Yeah, just 2 more attacks. And my 0. MP, big combo. 0, 1, 2. I got to do 0, 1, 2 twice. It's pretty big combos. For both a strong passive AoE increase and a strong attack, which means I should have done the AoE first, actually. I don't remember if the cards were all there at the beginning or if I drew more, though. Going for the increased armor. And the increased draw. Oh. Candelabrador would be strong, but then I don't get to do any damage this turn. But it does make me strong for the rest of the fight. And I do have enough armor to only take 1 damage. Ow. I'm frequently a sucker for drawing more. This should be like devastatingly strong. Do I have any 0? That'll give me more MP. So I should be able to combo again. Let's do the AoE first. Then use the 0. The combo to get my armor back again. Then big oh no! I fucking misclicked. I should have done the MP. I just said that. That was a mistake. Well, this will kill them, so I don't take damage anyway. But I wanted to combo to the 8 of Sparrow and kill like multiple waves of them, probably. The magnetic's interesting. So it will draw another copy of the card from your deck if you have it, which I don't really have on any slotted card here. I don't think it'll help me super much right now. I'm gonna just another free mana increaser for combo starts. I think is the more healthy thing to have right now in my deck. Which actually will let me combo into the 8 of Sparrows like I meant to in the first place. Leveling up. It's a constantly reactive thing where on I can feel a little bit like I'm just pressing the same buttons over and over again on a groove and making repetitive choices, but some of these scenarios definitely lead to constant improvisation where you keep drawing a new thing or leveling up happens in the middle of the fight. So suddenly you're like getting a chance to make a different decision than you anticipated at the beginning of your turn within the same turn still, which is interesting in its own way. Let's see. We do want to have our passives on the board so they take effect. Spend our 2 for big damage. 0. Oh my god. Yeah, the Corello is actually kind of terrifying sometimes. As I will show right now. Light Tome for MP. Corello. Just gonna go back and forth like a madman. And then I have too many ones to combo with. Oh, unless I grab Bracer, which is even more hand size. At that point, I don't know what I'm even doing, though, because I don't... Do I even have hand size to spare? My hand size is currently larger than my deck, is the situation. It is strong, though, but maybe I should go for an attack. How about that garlic? I should have hit the garlic there. It didn't matter. My healing is shit, unfortunately. I don't know if I have any combos to evolve. I do. I can lose one of my mana cards to evolve this. Let's use the weaker one. I'm sad to see it go, but I'll maybe try to add another one again. But we get big attack card. Lightning raccoons with the storm. I don't know what animals these are. I can't tell what animal anything is. I'm about to take some damage though, damn. I'm so weak at the beginning of every new fight. It's a real downside to my setup right now. I'm not gonna be strong enough to do much, am I? I've got a little more hand. Oh, I'm hemorrhaging health. This is, you know. You can see how I keep thinking I'm off to a good start, and then everything goes to shit. This will get kills, which means I won't take damage this turn. I honestly think I do need the Pomodoro as an opportunity to heal sometimes. With how things are going. Won't be able to afford it. Oh, I will be able to afford it this time, actually. 0, 1, then a free 2. Which means I'll heal for a lot more. I'm currently gonna heal for 7 at the end of this fight, which is a healthier option. I somehow have no zeros, because RNG is a cruel concept. It makes my light tome very weak. Like, I guess I'm allowed to use it. So it's Corello. Let's do what we can with what we got, which isn't much. Empty Tome. Gennaro. Candle Golden Armor. Holy Wand will do more damage than some of these attackers. This won't kill anyone or stop anyone. The Aid of Sparrow has no special effects, but the Holy One prioritizes attackers, which means it'll do more concentrated damage on the ones that are vibrating at me, killing them, reducing the damage that comes in this turn by 7. And I only take 1 damage. There's some more healing stacked up for next round too. Or after the fight. Not amazing mana use because I didn't have my books, but this armor will save me from any incoming damage. I've just been pumping my experience gain to a comical amount. Let's just do a mana gain combo. Use both books back to back, and then shoot. I should have done the Candelabrador. That does more. That affects my next turn's damage still. Hey, my empty tome to get my combos going again. None of them are attacking me right now, so it's technically more effective to buff myself in the future. Also, this will kill them. This will actually kill them unbuffed anyway. I'll get my way both ways. This is noise. This entire hand is noise at this point. Somebody help me. Somebody save me from myself. Please. Big damage. I'm shooting 1,000,000 projectiles at this point because of the increased amount. It's actually only +6, but it's immediately noticeable with even just a little bit of it. I am still trying to heal. I'm getting everything I want right now. I'm getting to increase my armor, increase some of my stats, and attack so much they die, and stack up heals for the end of the fight all in one go. Like, it's completely turned around the balance of the situation. I might do another empty tome to keep being able to spend more of these more expensive cards. I kind of need like a balance of shitty little empty tomes throughout just to keep not only being able to get the MP I need, but also just being able to keep comboing into all these ones because of my giant oversized deck. I've never quite played a deck exactly like this yet. This is fucking chaos. Start with a combo that ends with a status up because that's the beginning of the turn, so the other moves I do this round will benefit from that increased stats. This might win the fight. So the increased armor just now might have been a waste. Nope, not gonna quite win. One more enemy. I have enough effects now that Cherry Bomb might be kind of strong, but I might just want to re-roll and hope I get a strong option. I'm not getting a strong option, am I? Lightning Ring. Another 2. 0, 1, 2. 0, 2. Not a combo, but it's what I had. Chicken! Getting me even closer to being maxed out again. I've recovered, mostly. Nice. They want me to spend a blue and a red to get a special card, which is always kind of tempting, but it might be shit. Do I have a least favorite red? Might be Rune Tracers, although I need them for comboing. The Lightning Ring actually might be my weakest. Lightning Ring might be stronger than the 8 of Sparrow, actually. I don't know how to compare these ones. One's a gun, one's lightning strikes, but like they have very different behaviors in Vampire Crawlers and Vampire Survivors. And in Vampire Survivors, the 8 the Sparrow is an X-shaped attack, and Lightning Ring attacks random enemies with little AoEs. In this game, they might be virtually identical. I don't actually know how to differentiate them, their behaviors necessarily yet. I feel like I hate the knife, honestly. Now that I've healed up, I might lose the Pumadora and the knife. Just because I have a gambler's fallacy or whatever. That's not what that means. Just so I'm tempted to see what this is. Always benefits from combo. Makes other things do more damage. This is not an amazing outcome, honestly, but always benefits from combo is pretty alright. But for whomst? Probably for the Cararello. It means I can play it even if I'm not comboing towards it, or I can even play it after a combo. I can combo up to 2, and then play Cararello next, and it'll combo like a 3, and be even stronger. I don't remember there's multiple floors in these dungeons or not, which is kind of important information actually. This would be an example where I can play Carrello after Candelabrador, and the two would combo. So this would still do more damage. Ideally, I'd do 1 and then 2 and then 2, but I can't afford that with our current MP cost, so that sucks. And the Candelabrador is so much weaker when you don't combo into it, so I might want to just play these and just be sad that I don't get to take advantage of the new effect I just added. But it's just not relevant right now. Then I take 20 damage, which is horrific, so I'm immediately like, maybe that heal that I had was way more effective than what I traded it for. Many such cases. Alright, got some armor up. And I get to keep it. Yeah, I think that's a boss fight at the end. Well, it's always a boss fight at the end, but yeah, never mind. I can't tell you if it's the dungeon boss or if it's the floor boss. I'm not sure how it works. The tome won't be helpful to me. I mean, I could combo into the passives, I guess, but yeah, Garlic's my only attack right now. I'm just gonna take more damage right now. It's rough starting. Okay, there we go. I'll get to start generating passive hand up. And I don't take damage this turn. These guys are strong individually. You get used to fighting enemies that only do 1 damage each. Then you fight these nightmares. I've reached the boss fight a little unnervingly early, without having gotten much stronger yet. So, 4 1s is trash. Attractor, help me out? Okay, that's at least a combo. I don't need armor yet, but I should get it, because it'll persist. They're not attacking me yet. They're attacking for 12 now. We only have 2s, so I can't do any combos, but this one always combos, thankfully. That's something, I guess. Otherwise, this just sucks. There's some combo. Prioritize attackers. Combo to Light Tome, then do attack another 2. And these little babies. Unfortunately, I'm gonna take all the damage though, because none of that was defensive. Yeah, losing the heart was a mistake, I'm sure, unless this is the end, which I don't think it is. Let's get that armor before I miss the chance. Right, increased AoE is probably kind of useless, huh? There's nobody else to fight, so it's not probably applying to anybody. This armor's here, though. This might not be worth doing. I don't think it applies anything. The Rune Tracer has now outstripped the Garlic for damage, probably because of amount, at being at 8. Big lightning damage. Is that higher than... That's the highest damage option I have right now, I think. Nope. Holy Wand is. It's all just single target focus damage, which works specifically in this context. Gonna get my MP up. Right, let's do... Oh, I'm not gonna be able to afford it. I need to use another one of these. Damn it. I could have comboed and done 8 the Sparrow, then Corello afterwards, and it would have comboed to do even more damage. Right now, it's just kind of disappointing. Oh, they've phase changed. That's a devastating lack of zeros. Alright, I don't have any... I can't draw any more cards, and I won't have any good mana, really. That's a little rough. We do want you up. That's the most damage I can do in one turn. Big fireball. Defense is up. Light Tome. 2. And then a combo into Corello to make that count as even further into the combo, so it should be really high damage for at least for its card type, which is admittedly more multi-target focused than boss focused. Not currently loving my chances. No defenses, so I'm taking that full. Alright, I died in one more hit. The fact that I keep drawing my entire deck, basically, very nearly, is so out of hand. I can do the full combo and I'll be able to draw that. I still get the mana up. Overkill, I made it. Alright. Now we just combo and enjoy it. The Sprig of Spinach is strong, I just don't know if it's a bad idea to keep going that far into having so many 2s that I might not be able to use them. I will this time. And it combos into having like 60% increased damage, so my damage is very high now. Armor's useless right now, so we'll just whatever does the most damage, because right now in overkill mode, the damage I do causes increased money. That's all my attack cards. Oh, no, this will give me one more attack. 1300. Okay, Rune Tracer. And it caps at a 500, I guess. That's all I get. Cherry Bomb! I've never seen that before. Increases greed stat, freeze a random enemy. Cherry Bomb is wild. It doesn't really explain what it does. It's a gem. I assume it just throws a cherry bomb. Does it throw a number of cherry bombs? Is it affected by amount, maybe? Does it scale? It's probably fun just to throw in a weak card and see what happens. Freezes a random enemy is maybe an interesting thing to do on combo finishers because it might make one last enemy attack, but freezing's iffy because if you attack them, they unfreeze. And if they unfreeze, then they just hit you. But I'm kind of curious about Cherry Bomb. Maybe put it on Empty Tome. I don't know if that's a bad idea or not. If there's a reason to specifically put it on attack cards or not. And yep, it was the only floor. Okay. I couldn't remember if there was multiple layers of bridge or not. So if you win a run, then the Reaper shows up and kills you just like in the previous games. They seem to do a specific amount of damage, so I think maybe if you have enough health or something, you might be able to survive and beat the Reaper, because there was a whole thing in Vampire Survivors where you could beat the Reaper and do crazy shit. Well, it took me a bit, but I finally beat it. So I have access to whatever's next on the world map. Gallow Tower. Okay. They mostly line up with the order the levels were in the previous game. The bridges just kind of bridge the gap between parts of the map as like a special bonus gauntlet. Like I remember it being Forest, Library, Dairy Plant, Gallow Tower last time. So that part matches up. There's just little bridges in between to gate you a little bit. Alright, well this has been Vampire Crawlers, a weird look at like the mid-game or something. Maybe early mid-game, given how time-consuming Vampire Survivors got last time. I might be calling them the wrong name back and forth here and there because it's confusing. But yeah, I was just puzzled by this and wanted to see what the hell this game was. So I bought it on my Switch, and I specifically didn't start playing it until the Plane Red, because I wanted to make sure it would keep me going through that gauntlet. And it did, and I'm still poking at it every now and then. You can check it out in the description. Otherwise, thanks for watching like always, guys, and I will see you next time.